wine.com. Lucas and Llewellyn Vineyards.
Welcome back, folks. Fred Dreyer sitting in here with Michael Horn. You know, we were talking about racism and one of the strong tenets of the arsenal of the left. And since 1970, affirmative action was funded. Therefore, racism and equality, were blotted out from the sky. White money destroys the black communities and sets forth this the institutionalization of skin color. Government became the daddy, and the ugly unfolding of the real separation in this culture took place. And that weapon in the quiver of liberalism, racism, has been the weapon that has been beating on America, every decent citizen, regardless of race. Certainly, there's good people of all races in this country, as we all know. But I'm talking about the institutionalization of the politic of skin color in this country is the spine of liberal politics today. And we have a great example of that fact in this next little soundbite coming from who I think, Janeane Garofalo, to me, is not only offensively ugly, but she is criminally insane. Let's hear from Janeane.
In this presidential race, because he deflects the racism that is inherent in the Republican Party, the conservative movement, the Tea Party, certainly. And over the last 30 years, the Republican Party has been moving more and more to the right, but also race baiting more, gay baiting more, religion baiting more. But Herman Cain, I feel like, is being paid by somebody to be involved and to run for president so that you go, yeah, look, they can't be racist. It's a black guy. It's a black guy asking for Obama to be impeached, or it's a black guy who's anti-Muslim, or it's a black guy who's a Tea Party guy. And I feel like, well, wouldn't that suit the purposes of whomever astroturfs these things, whether it be the Koch brothers or Alec or Grover Norquist or any religious, anything, or it could even be Karl Rove. Let's get Herman Cain involved. So
what about George Bush?
The obvious racism of our Republican Party.
Of course, the obvious.
It was
racism.
George Bush.
Well, of course.
Did you know that earthquake in the East Coast?
Yeah.
It was on the Bush. It's the Bush fault.
Yeah, it's the
Bush's
Bush
fault.
Flood.
Yeah.
It's the Bush purge. It's the Bush backwater backlash of the East Coast.
She thinks there's a conspiracy on everything. It's amazing.
If anybody could be arrested for really being crazy, she's the one that I'm locking her up right away. But this is just another example of racism pushed down to the lower rungs of the calumnious left. You've got people besmirching people, putting this crap out, making stuff up whole cloth, and telling American people that if you don't believe and think the way we do, we're going to destroy you with these epithets. They go after Herman Cain. They go after Herman Cain with this. I love Herman Cain. I know he's not going to be the nominee, but I love him. I would vote for him if he were the nominee, and I would feel very, very good about it. And guess what, Janeane? Not because he's black. Let's hear from Herman.
Look, if Janeane Garofalo and these other loonies believe I'm being paid, would she send me the phone number? Because whoever's supposed to be paying me, they're behind on their payments, okay? And as far as Oberman talking about, delusions of grandeur, see, Sean, you know this, I know this, and most correct-thinking conservatives know this. When all this fails, the liberals either call you names or they attack your personality. I find it pathetic and hilarious that she's now resorting to this, because what that means, Sean, is they're really concerned that I'm a threat to their beloved Barack Obama.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that is correct. I mean, he's a threat ideologically. He's not. I don't think he's a threat to him in campaign wise. But what he believes in, how he's led his life, how he speaks about this country, he's the perfect example for all people. Number one, certainly for those who are wrapped up in the belief of the politic of skin color, but Herman Cain's a gentleman, and he's absolutely correct. And people like Janine Garofalo and all these people, we're going to get into a couple more of these things. We're going to get into Representative Frederica Wilson here when we come back, and it's just more of the same. You're going to get a overwhelming punch in the face of the most ugly political season that you have ever been
It could be a
involved
down
in.
and dirty one, isn't it?
It's going to be a down and dirty one, and it's going to be ugly, and it's going to make you ashamed to be an American, and that's really it's really the heart and soul of it. My whole take on a lot of this stuff is that you have to go through it. You have to deal with these people. You have to speak racially when you deal with this, because they're wearing the uniform of racism. And if you're going to make an omelet,
Let's
as they
suit
say,
up.
Let's break some eggs.